I hope this video helps. Please check out the playlist Evidence for Christianity, Evidence for the Bible, End Times, and the Book of Revelation. Leave links in the description for all four. Enjoy. So I wanted a universal remote that could replace my TV, Fire Stick, and Roku remote for my game room. And lucky for me, I had this company Sofabaton that sent me this remote for free to do a review video on. And it can also do other things like my under cabinet lighting and my little disco ball over there. So the TV remote is an IR, standing for infrared. The Fire Stick is a Bluetooth. The Roku is a Wi-Fi that we're going to do it over. The under cabinet lighting is an RF for radio frequency. And this one is an IR for the little disco ball. Another great thing about the device is that it can learn any RF remotes or IR remotes. I had to learn this RF remote. Another thing that's cool is if you're using it as a Roku remote, you can program some of these other buttons to some of the other remotes like the TV, and then have these buttons acting like the TV while you're using it as a Roku remote. So now I'm going to show you how I got all these remotes wrapped up into this one. I'll leave an Amazon list link in the description for this. I am an Amazon associate, so I do earn from the qualifying purchases when using my link. And this remote can connect to a lot of different devices like audio devices, streaming, TV, DVD, VCR, all that good stuff. So this one here is the Sofabaton. It's the X1S smart remote. Comes with the hub and the remote. One thing I'm extremely excited about with this remote is it's a rechargeable remote. Lasts for up to 2 months. So I plugged in the remote to make sure we had enough juice to get through the setup process. So while the remote is charging, I want to go ahead and set up the location for my hub. And you might be wondering what these are. These are the infrared emitters. And you have one that has just a single output, and you have one that has a dual. So that's so you can put these into cabinets and stuff where something that might have an IR sensor receiver on it can pick it up. So you can put these where you need it. I only need the one with the single because I'm going to run it to right there on this so that it picks up, so the TV can pick it up. So I got my hub stashed away in this little toy bin here, and I got the IR blaster set up right there, and that should be good enough to hit the TV. So I'll bring it on out for our setup here. So in the owner's manual, you got some QR codes, one for the website, and to submit any customer support tickets or have a live chat. I want this right here where we get the app downloaded. I will be using the Google Play app. So here's our Sofabaton Smart Remote app. Let's install that. So now go ahead and register so you can log in. So once you get registered, here's where it takes you. Make sure if you're waiting for a verification code in your email that you check your junk. That's where mine went when I got the verification code. So let's get the app set up. We got the X series here. Setting up a new hub. We got it plugged in. Now we need to hold that button for 3 seconds on the back. So here's the hub. On the back you got that button right there. It's a little hard to see at this. There we go. Hold that down for 3 seconds. And then you see your blue light blinking there. So now that it's blinking, we can click on the box there and hit next. Sure. There, I found the device already. So I just clicked on it. Now we're going to set up the Wi-Fi. Alright, now that we're logging into Wi-Fi, it's setting itself up. And we're all good. Alright, the connection was successful. I guess we'll go ahead and save this. Now we can start adding devices. Now you can see on the hub it was blinking blue, but now it's a green. Alright, let's go ahead and set up a device. Hit the plus. Let's do the Roku first. It's connected through Wi-Fi, so click on that. We have a couple Roku devices, so make sure you choose the right one. I'm connecting to the Roku Ultra. It says that there may be some settings that you have to change in order to get this to connect directly. Let's see if this one goes through. Alright, so far so good. It says it's complete. Now let's see if we can get the Fire Stick to connect. Plus. So I'm not sure what Fire Stick uses, so I'm going to click on I'm not sure. So it says the Fire TV is Bluetooth controlled, so let's go back and do Bluetooth.
Bluetooth, Fire TV. Let's change the icon. I guess let's go with this one. So now we need to go our Fire Stick device settings in order to get the Bluetooth connection to establish. So now I'm in my Fire Stick and I want to go into the settings over there on the far right. Go to controllers and Bluetooth devices. Other Bluetooth devices. Add Bluetooth device. Oh, there it is. Click on it. All right, device connected. There you go. It says it's added to the hub. Complete. Let's go ahead and set up the TV now. Click plus. This is going to be an infrared. We're just going to search for the model. It's not listed in here, so I can't find the correct model. So let's do test command from cloud. All right, US, TV, Hitachi. All right, IR command is going to be sent to the hub. Keep the hub within sight of the device. Click power button below to check if it works. So let's hit it. Does your device respond? Yes, it did. So let's try the menu button. It says that command doesn't exist here. Let's see. I don't know what that was, so no. Volume. Yeah, it responded to that. Let's just test it out. I'm going to trigger the power button. Okay, it shut it off. When I was setting it up, the menu button for some reason wasn't bringing up the menu, so I'm going to try it again. Maybe it was just a fluke. Hit the trigger there. Oh, the menu still works, so I don't know why it didn't work when I was setting it up. Alright, so let's move on. That actually works. Next. It's a TV, so complete. Complete. I'm going to do some editing here. That Roku one, I want to change my icon. Let's see if it'll let me do that here. Oh, there it is. Change it to Roku. There we go. Complete. Let's see if I can just use the remote now to control everything.
If you want to support my channel, leave a super thanks below, or you can join Rob Hooded through a link that I'll leave in the description. We'll both get a free stock, or you can purchase this product through a link in the description. I'll get a little commission. Continue watching.
Okay, I want to see if it works on my Fire Stick. So no activities. Alright, just hit the back button. Let's go down to devices. Oh. Well, there's a Roku. So I was having a problem with it showing all the devices, and I eventually had to unplug the hub and plug it back in to get it to finally sync up. So after I did that, it said sync, and then now it shows all the 3 devices that I have. So you can also get it to sync through here, where you go to settings and then go to sync. Even doing that, I wasn't able to get it to sync, so it came down to me unplugging the hub and plugging it back in, but now it's connecting and working correctly with the hub. I don't know what was going on there. So when I go to the Fire TV, and then I can use it for those settings. I can use it to move stuff around here. Alright, now I got it on my Roku, so I'm in devices. Let's go to Roku, and then it should be connected to that now. So let's see if we can use it to control the Roku or not. So since I'm not able to get it to work with the remote, we may have to do the settings adjustment that is said when we were setting it up with the Roku. So let's see if changing our settings in the Roku will get that to finally connect. So go to settings. System. Advanced system settings. Control by mobile apps. There it says limited, but we're going to make it permissive. Yes, allow. Alright, now let's see if it works. It's on Roku. Oh yeah, now it works. Okay. Yeah, we're good now. Now the controller is controlling the Roku. Let's see if we can shut it off. Yay! So the TV is on right now, and I just switched it to the TV, the Hitachi. So one other thing you might be wondering is you got all these buttons from the remote that are on here that you can choose from. You can assign these to any of these buttons or these buttons here. And you can also delete them from the list through the app so that you don't have to sift through all these buttons if there's only like a select few that you use, like power, volume up, down, channel up, down, input. Anyway, you can customize that, which is handy, and then assign it to any buttons here, and I'm able to shut off the power to it, and now it's not working. Now you're not going to do it. You just turned it off and on, and now you're not going to work.
So there's a lot of sun that comes into this room, and I think it's interfering with my IR emitter and blocking it from being able to be received by the TV. So the TV, when I'm using the IR, it just kind of bounces around sometimes or doesn't work at all. And I'm pretty sure it's the sun. So I put the emitter directly on top of the IR receiver of the TV right there. And that is so that it will block the sunlight, but yet still get the signal through to the TV. Let's see if that works. All right, we got a lot of sunlight in the room right now, so let's see how well this modification by putting the emitter over the IR sensor of the TV makes it work. So I'm gonna, oh yeah, easily responding to the button commands instead of glitching and delaying and jumping around. So perfect. So that blocks the sun from being able to interfere with the IR sensor, and still allows the IR sensor to transmit to the TV. All right, let's see if we can get the TV volume controls to work while on the Fire Stick. Okay, going into the Fire TV. Yeah, when I hit the volume up and down, it doesn't do anything on the TV itself. So let's see if we can fix that problem. Edit. Let's see if we can add repair. Plus do IR. Use the remote for the TV to help it learn. So now we're going to point the TV volume up to the IR sensor for the hub on the remote control. So I'm using the original TV remote. I'm going to hit the volume up so it can hopefully learn it. So whenever I'm teaching the bass, any of these remotes here, let's say the IR remote, your transmitter's right here, so got to point it straight down, and they want you to point it at that little dot onto the bass and then hit the button that you're trying to get it to learn. Like the picture shows, I'm going to point my original TV remote directly down onto the hub, and I'm going to hit my volume plus. Ah, there, it picked it up. So let's see if we can. I'm gonna hit trigger. Oh, it works. Made the volume go up. Oh, it goes up by quite a bit. So if your device responds to the commands too frequently, try decreasing the repeat. It's already set to 0. I'm gonna relearn the remote and see if maybe I just held it down. Maybe this time I'll just tap it instead of holding it down. So I'm going to learn it again. So I'm going to hit the volume button with it pointing onto the hub and just tap it. There we go. Success. And now I'm going to test it out again. Go back. I'm going to trigger it. There we go. Now it only goes up one volume point at a time. So when it's learning that command, it'll
hold it down for how long you are. So let's add another one for volume down. Next, IR. All right, I'm gonna just tap it. All right, so now I'm gonna trigger it. Perfect, it's working. Okay, now I'm gonna go back. Now I'm gonna assign commands for remote keys. And the one that's volume up, I'm gonna switch it from volume up to TV volume up. And the volume down, I'm gonna switch from that to TV volume down. This should get it to work. I'm super excited about this to see if this actually works. All right, go back. All right, so I may have to get it to sync up before it actually takes all these new commands. So I'm gonna go back to the TV remote now. So let's go ahead and sync up the remote before we do anything. So go down to settings, sync.
So I got it back on the Fire TV, and let's see if the volume works. Oh yeah, works perfect now. I also set up the red button to be my input button for the TV, and that works too. Perfect.
So I also need to program the Roku remote to have the volume controls from the TV, so I'm going to go and do that. Hit the Roku, go to edit. I'm going to assign or add repair commands. I'm going to add a command for, let's see if it actually has that TV volume up one that I made for the Fire Stick. It does not. So let's add plus. Next, IR. So now I'm going to point the remote directly at the hub, straight down, and then just tap the button like you would when you're turning up the volume on the TV. There, picked it up, and now we have it. So we're going to add another one. Next, IR, and then volume down button pressed. All right. Now I can go back to the Roku. I can assign commands. I'm going to do the volume up, switch that to TV volume. Check mark. Oh, okay. So it has that one. And go ahead and trigger it. Yep, works. Okay, go back. For this one, I want the volume down. TV volume down. And trigger it. Oops. Yep, that worked.
Back on the Roku Ultra, let's see if the volume buttons work. They work great. And I set up the red button for the input as well for the TV, and it works too. Perfect.
So I'm going to see if the remote can learn this. Then I can control it from the smart remote. So let's see if we can add a generic remote or something. And it's going to be infrared. And then let's just learn from original IR remote. Let's just hit others. Let's do a power on only key, because it only has one button for the power on and power off. Now I'm going to tap to learn this. See if I can turn on this LED light. Alright, I'm going to shoot the hub with the power button. Learn failed, dang. Please try again. Okay, try again. Oh, it worked. Switch the icon to a light, and then complete. All right. And the only thing I have set up right now is the power. So let's go in, and there's the power. Yep. Yep, see? It works. Pretty cool. It's just kind of, this remote can pretty much learn any of your IR devices, it looks like. I can control that light and freak my kids out. All right, let's see what happens.
is going on? Why is everything turning on up here? Oh, there's something on. It turns back on! What is it? Why is it doing that? It's not even plugged in! Oh. Wow. I don't know what happened.
That was me, buddy. So I have an RF LED light remote in my kitchen for the under cabinet lighting. Let's see if it can actually replace this. All right, now we're gonna try programming it.
When programming an RF remote, you don't have to point it directly at it. You can just have it around it in any proximity to the hub so that it can pick up the RF signal. The RF signal just kind of scatters everywhere.
So let's add device. This is gonna be a RF. I don't know if it's 433 or 315, so let's just try 433, learn. Now I'm hitting the on button. Oh, it learned it. Okay, so this one has an on and off button, so I guess I should have done the on and off. Let's clear that one. Let's do power on, learn, power on. Hit the on button. Hey, it learned it. All right, let's learn the off button. Hey, learn that one too. Okay, let's see, what else? All right, we got a whole bunch of buttons programmed here. Change our icon to a light button. Complete. All right, let's go test it out. The hub is actually upstairs and a couple rooms over from the kitchen. So let's see if it actually can communicate with everything from up here. All right, let's go to kitchen lights. Go in there. All right, so let's see if it'll power off the kitchen lights. Oh, it works. Now we're down on power on. Hey, so that hub, I don't know if it transmits your RF signal from the remote or the hub, but it works with the kitchen lights as well. That's pretty cool. So since I was able to control the kitchen lights with the remote, I'll be able to control the kitchen lights with the phone as well. So there you can see the lights behind me. Let's just shut it off there. Oh, yep, there it goes. Yeah. Make it dimmer, brighter. It's working. Yellow, white. Yeah, now I can use the kitchen lights from my phone. That's pretty cool. Boop.
If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments. And if you want to connect with me, I have a public group on MeWe called Share Your Trade, and I have an Instagram. Links will be in the description. Thanks for watching.